So hello everyone. So in this video we are going to discuss about the article 14 of the Indian Constitution, that is the equality before law and equal protection of law. So the heading of the article 14 in the Constitution is equality before law, and it was written that state shall not deny what any person equality before law or equal protection of law within the territory of India. Okay, that is that state shall not deny to any person equality before law or equal protection of law. And so the any person can be citizen or it can be non-citizen as well. Who are citizens and who are non-citizens? Citizens are those who enjoy civil rights as well as political right, but the non-citizens have some limited rights or restricted rights. Now, the state shall not deny to any person the equality before law or equal protection of law. So basically there are two concepts. One is equality before law and another is equal protection of law. So let's see. Equality before law, basically it is a British concept, and that is the rule of law given by whom? A.B. Dicey. Okay, and what does equality before law means? That there is no special privileges to be given to anybody, and everyone is subjected to ordinary laws, and every person is subject to the same court. And it's sort of a negative concept. It is a negative concept because there is absence of arbitrary discrimination, है ना? It applies to whom? It applies to citizens, non-citizens, foreigners, legal persons like companies, and the objective here is to establish rule of law. Okay, now we will see the second one, that is equal protection of law. Equal protection of laws. So its origin is from USA Constitution, from 14th Amendment, US Constitution 14th Constitutional Amendment, and the meaning of equal protection law is that equal treatment in similar situation. Equal treatment in similar situations. Equal treatment. That is, like should be treated alike. Unlike may be treated differently. What? Like should be treated alike. Unlike may be treated differently. Okay, so it is a positive concept. It permits what? Reasonable classification, policies, positive and protective discrimination, and welfare measures. Okay. Now we will see the reasonable classification test. That is, there are two conditions. The condition one is what? Intelligible differentia. That is, there must be a clear basis of classification. Okay, and the second condition is rational nexus, which means there should be a connection with the legislative objective. What? Connection with legislative objective. Okay, if both the conditions are satisfied, then the classification is valid. Now, there are few exceptions to equality before law, and these exceptions to Article 14, the exceptions to equality before law, that is, the President of India has been giving some immunities under Article 361, and the Governor of State have also been given some immunities under Article 361. That is, under Article 361 there are immunities have been given to President and Governor. Okay, this is the exception to equality before law. Then there is a diplomatic immunity that has been given to diplomats. Then there is a parliamentary privileges. Those are special constitutional protection that has been given to the parliamentary privileges. Then there is judicial immunity for official judicial acts. Now, and there are some judicial immunities have been also given, okay, for official judicial act. Now Article 14 basically combines both the American as well as British concept. The American concept of is equal protection of law, and the British concept of equality before law, to ensure what? Rule of law, and to prohibit arbitrariness, and to promote substantive equality through reasonable classification. That is, rule of law to prohibit what? Prohibit arbitrariness and promote equality, promote substantive equality through what? Reasonable classification. Okay,